Okay, here we have our LCD display, which is backlit. The reason why is because we have 5 different positions for it. We can have it up like this. See that? Now below our LCD display, we have our F buttons. F1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now these are like a quick key button. You can use them to access certain pages in certain modes on our MPC4000. Okay, now we have our gain switch, which is to the right of our LCD display, which is right here. And you push it in for high gain. That means we're going to add more gain to the input in our mic line. Now high is for your microphones, your mic level. And pull it up. Low is for a line level or for your phonograph. And you put your turntables in. Now next to our gain switch, we have our record gain. Now record gain is really cool. As you can see here, I can turn this knob like this, and they both move. There are left and right gain. The top part is the left, and the lower part is the right. As you can see from the diagram, right below the knob. So we can turn it up, increase the gain. Or we can adjust it. Let me try this. See, I've got one a little higher or louder than the other one. Like a band. Now we have our master volume out. We can go from minimum to our maximum and adjust our level that we'll hear back from the MPC. Now here we have our quick link section, which is right here. You can assign internal MPC parameters or MIDI messages to the knobs and sliders of this section and control them in real time. This is really cool. Now, for example, here, this key accesses the Q-Link setup page where you can select the parameter that will be assigned to each knob or slider. Here we have the sequence key. Now this key accesses the Q-Link sequence page where you can record Q-Link values and play them back automatically. Now we have these 4 Q knobs. Now they control the change or any difference in internal parameters can be assigned to these knobs, allowing you to control the values in real time. So I can turn this knob and say, make that one active, make this one active, and the prior one here, make that one active, and we can make them active and control either parameters in my setup or in my sequence, like right there. That's really cool. Now here we have our pad section. These are our pads. Now these pads are 1 through 16. These pads are velocity sensitive. You can hit it soft or hit it hard and get the right velocity to it. Or you can set it to be full velocity. Press that key right there, you hit it, if you hit it soft or hard, you get the full sound of whatever sample, drums or whatever, horns or bass line or this, that, whatever you got there will be that same full velocity. Now on top, we have our pad bank keys. Now we have 16 here. Well, in B we have 16 more sounds. In C, 16 more. In D, 16 more. All the way to F, which is really super cool. We can have a lot of sounds in here. Now, we also have our next sequence key, which is right here. We go to next sequence. After one sequence plays, we can choose the next sequence. We use our track mute key. Now, we press this button here. Certain pads are set for different tracks from 1 to 16. You can turn that track off, or turn that track off, or turn that track on. You can mute a track within the sequence. Now here, on the side, we have our Q-Link sequence key. Now this key is an on-off switch for our Q-Link section we showed you earlier. We have our pad assign key. Now this key assesses the pad assign page where you can change the note number of that particular pad. For example, this could be C60. I may want to make it C62. I can change the assignment of that pad by pressing this key, and we'll see it in our screen display. And of course, we have our full level key you saw earlier, and 16 levels. Now, when you use this key, you can change the sound of a specific pad will be assigned to 16 pads. To say, for example, I may have a sound like a violin. I can play it here, it could be soft. I can play it here, it could be loud. 16 levels, 16 different levels. Or I can use it for 16 different tunings of the same sound, which is really cool when you got a mix or you're trying to make a hi-hat soft in one section or loud in the other one. Or your bass line soft and louder here. It's really super cool. Next, we've got our erase key. Now this key is used to erase events from within a track. Now events can be erased in real time while overdubbing, or individual events can be erased while the sequence is stopped. You would say, for example, let's say we have a sequence. We'll press erase, hold it down during that sequence while it's playing in real time. I'll erase that one section. See, hold erase, hold the pad I want to erase from. That's super cool, man. Just like an MPC4000. We also have our note repeat key. Here, our note repeat key, when you hold down this key and press one of these pads, the sound assigned to the pad is triggered repeatedly over and over again. Lift the pad up, it stops to be repeated. That means a note repeat. Press this, repeat that note. Press this, or can repeat this note, or repeat that one, or repeat this one. It's really cool. It's a great way to really sort of flip your samples. Now we have our data entry section, which is right here. We can enter data through our numerical keypads. These keys are used to input numerical values directly into our MPC in the particular field that's displayed. We also have our enter key. Once you put the values in, you want to say, enter that value in. Well, we enter it in. We also have a plus and a minus key. Now, this key switches the sign, negative or positive, of the value that was input in the numerical key. Let's say put number 2 in. Well, we want a -2. -2 might even be -2 in tuning or in pitch bend. Now, next to our numerical key, we have our mode section. In this section, you can switch between various modes of our MPC4000. And this new machine has a lot of modes for you. We've got our record, we have our sample, go to our program section, multi, mixer, we can have our effects, we can save the data, we can load it, we can go to global parameters, we can pick our song section, miscellaneous, we have our MIDI section for our MIDI input, of course, we've got our main screen, we have our sequence edit and our step edit.